You do not have to turn your passions or hobbies into a job. This is one of the biggest mistakes that I have personally made time and time again, that I also see a bunch of other people make time and time again. And I think it's because of the world that we live in. Everything feels like it can be content, and we want to share everything, or we feel like we have to share everything. And what's true is that people sharing their hobbies is amazing and super inspiring. I am inspired all day long by the things that I see. But what's also true is that there is a balance between, am I making things that I'm passionate about, or did I just turn this into a job? And I think the mistake happens when we feel like we can make money for this thing that we used to do for fun. And that sounds really intriguing and very exciting, but we don't realize what the reality of that would look like. And this is the experience that I've gone through multiple times. And so now I've come out of it and now have this new perspective. I kind of just want to talk through on how to think more about your passions to make sure that you don't end up making this mistake. So, my personal experience is I grew up making YouTube videos as a kid. Like, since I was like 10, I just loved making videos. And so the obvious thing was, oh, I love making videos. Maybe I love filmmaking. I want to make films one day. And that sounded really exciting. And as I grew up, I started to be known as like the person that had a video camera and loved to shoot things, and the kid that made YouTube videos. And so that made people want to ask me to film things for them. And so I started to shoot weddings. I started to shoot uh, projects for businesses, all of these things that people were willing to pay me for to film. And to me, at first, I was like, this is great. I'm using my camera and I'm getting paid. Like, this is awesome. But what happened is, over time, suddenly I was so busy shooting weddings or shooting things for businesses or working on film sets that what I loved was filming videos of me sharing ideas or making fun things with my friends. And what ended up happening is I traded that for shooting weddings and business videos and working on set for commercials about things I didn't care about and reality TV shows that I didn't care about, because it sounded cool to be like, yeah, I get paid to shoot. I get paid to use my cameras or to, work in the film industry, which when you're passionate with the camera, that's what you think you would want to do. And it wasn't. What happened is, for a season it was fun, but then it hit a point where I burned out pretty bad with it. I did not want to do it anymore. So much so I wanted to literally change industries. And ultimately, I ended up kind of pivoting to the world of podcasting, which was adjacent to filmmaking, but had a little bit more flexibility. And I did enjoy that for a time. And I still do enjoy that. But what happened from the film camera part of my story is that I then find myself duplicating that same issue with everything that I've been passionate about. So with music, I love to play drums. I played drums since I was like 10. But as I got older, it was like, well, how can I monetize playing drums? Like, should it be in a band? Should I make a course on how to play drums? Should I teach people how to play drums? And suddenly, instead of this thing that was the most fun for me, it was an outlet that I got to express myself and play to my favorite songs and just really just be all in on playing the music, turned into, how can I make money off of it? How can I get paid to be a drummer? And that made me burn out of playing drums. And it's really, I mean, I have a drum set behind me. I still am now, like, I'm still trying to get out of that phase. I'm still trying to get out of the burnout that I experienced during that time and just play it for fun. Last week I played drums for fun for the first time probably in multiple years, because I made that mistake of trying to monetize it. And so the thing here is that I feel like I'm not alone in that. I know a lot of people that do that. If you're watching this, it's probably because you probably do it too, and you want to be like, am I alone in this? What I think is the balance is that there's nothing wrong with making money off of something that you love to do as a passion. If you can get paid for it, that's really, really cool. Of course it is. But to me, I'm realizing there is a difference between getting paid to do the thing that you love and doing something that feels adjacent to the thing that you love. I will probably make another video about this later on, but I know that there's a term called like shadow careers, where it's essentially, someone that wants to be a filmmaker, but instead they become a lawyer that works with filmmakers. Is an example. I know that there's like someone, I'm blanking on people's names, but there's someone's story that was what they did. That's what they wanted to do so badly that they ended up becoming a lawyer to work with filmmakers because they thought that would get them close to it instead of just like doing what they wanted to do in the first place. And so for me, the way that I'm thinking about all of this as I'm coming back around out of burnout, trying to find a balance, because I do love a lot of things that I'm passionate about a lot of things, is I don't want to monetize like the thing itself. I want to be able to create space where at least some of the projects that you're doing are passion projects. They're for you. They're for they're for you to personally share, not for your business to share. Creating like just this space that's like, hey, if say you're shooting weddings, if you're in that place, it's knowing that you're also shooting this short film in a couple months that you've been working on that's a personal project to you. Like keeping that spark alive within the things that you're passionate about that you've accidentally turned into hobbies, to me is the smartest thing, because I think that we're missing out on a lot of great art from people that are stuck in doing work for their jobs out of something that they were once passionate about. Like they started with making music for themselves, that now they're stuck making music for corporate job things that like doesn't feel exciting to them or anything like that. There's you can apply that to your industry in whichever way. There's a lot of examples of that. Like mine was, I love making videos, and so I ended up working professionally with filming weddings and working in television. And I didn't like it. But I got caught up in thinking, oh, that's the route. Oh, this is cool. That then I ended up having to burn myself out, and now it's taken years to kind of come full circle. And so if you're caught in that cycle, I encourage you really to give yourself grace with it, but also start to give yourself some space to get back into why did you originally become passionate about this thing? And before you thought about monetizing it or turning it into some sort of business, like, do you have to? I don't, everyone's situation is different. Everyone makes money in different ways. Do you have to monetize this? What would it look like if you just created from this stuff passionately? And I think what could come from that is still ways to make money from the thing. But I think there's a difference between making money from filming videos with your friends, or for me, like talking and sharing my ideas, which is what I loved and what I grew up doing. There's a difference between making money through that versus, oh, I love cameras, that means I need to go shoot, business videos or weddings. And so really just striking that balance, whatever it is for you, I think is really, really crucial. And I also just want to give myself permission, but also you permission. We don't have to monetize everything. We don't have to share everything that we create. It is still valuable to have many projects that are just made for you because you want to do it. It doesn't matter if it goes viral, if it gets 2 views, it was fun for you. And as I'm starting to really try to force myself to let go of the outcome, I'm not perfect, still going to struggle with it. I know I am, because I'm wired that way and I'm an Enneagram 3. But I am really trying to strike that balance where it's like, okay, yes, I could do these things to monetize this skill set that I have, but what if I just did it for fun? And when I do things for fun, I feel lit up. I feel fulfilled. I'm like, this is awesome. And then as soon as I think about putting money into the mix around it in a way that's not serving me in a way that would light me up, I'm like, no, this doesn't feel good. It's gross, And I've said yes to that too many times, which I'm not going to do anymore. So that's the situation I'm in. Just some thoughts I was thinking about, and an issue that I find that a lot of creative people fall into when it comes to hobbies and passions. So let me know your experience with that and how you've overcome it, or if you're stuck in the middle of it, maybe we can rally together and give you some momentum and encouragement to, create that change. But ultimately, I appreciate you guys watching so much, and I'll see you again very soon.